Okay, today is February 26th, and these people, they obviously they initially started to make issue about the Indian cottage cheese that I was cooking. So when I was adding a little bit of sugar, they started to give me little twitch here and no, like twitch here. Oh, you don't add sugar. I started to add more. The milk I was tasting, I'm like the cream, it was a cream, and they try to tell me by twitching the right side of my eyelid, because anything on the right side means don't do that. So I'm like, no, it's perfect, and that's when I use that. And then also the Indian spinach, I've uploaded 2-3 videos even prior, that how they made issue about that. Oh, you cooking this spinach, oh no, this is bad, or because I try to wash it 3 times to remove the stones, from they're like small, it's like a sand, basically sand, okay? So usually the sand just immediately settles at the bottom. And so I always try to wash it. So, but these people always want to make issue about it. So they put stones in in that particular food. And sure enough, at the last bite, they didn't do it in the initial when I eat all of it. They add it in the second last bite that I was having. It was a very small stone, not the big stone that I showed you in the actual video I had uploaded 2 days ago. Now they started to give me shooting needle pain in my lower abdomen, because not only they won't do anything to Justin Bieber, who goes and spits on his fans. They won't do anything to Justin Bieber, who will start pressing the boobs of all these girls and women on stage. In fact, even lifting their tops and then touching and pressing their boobs. There they won't do anything. There they will not give electric shock or call cops or give shooting needle pain to Justin Bieber. Oh, no, 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 he's the devil. We won't do anything to them. Then they won't do anything to these witches, this Kim Kardashian that I'm about to show, who does all these sacrifices and all that. Because it's a witch, they're doing witchcraft. So then they're doing human and animal sacrifice, okay? And that is what they even show, even drinking blood and all that. They even show in the advertisements. They're obsessed with blood. So then they won't do electric shock on their Kim Kardashian's head or Kanye West's head. There they won't do anything. Oh no, they are the Satans. They are one of us. But I'm not one of them. I'm the pure soul, so they need to target me. Then I was washing it was a container where I had knead the wheat dough, and I was just washing that, and they had to make issues, so they started to give me electric shock on the right side of my brain while I was watching this video of this guy, Revelations of Jesus Christ, where he's exposing all these game plan and the mind control and gang stalking program and everything. So here he just said
perfectly with Get Out. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe her and Kanye were not set up by the Illuminati as a pretend unification. Oh, you don't know that happens? Are you not figuring it out by now? How do you think the enemy could tear apart the image of marriage and family, but to have celebrities get married, fall out to the beast? They would do anything for the fortune and fame. You decide.
I think it's this guy who's making this video.
It's up to you.
And he was on this street where he's showing right behind him, there's this dragon, and then there's a upside down cross here. He's showing the floors that has the pentagrams.
Fruit on the branches.
That's the dragon he's talking about.
If this is the case, then it matches perfectly with the movie. It is very evident that many of the people are...
So these are the upside down crosses that you see on the floor while people are walking here. This is used in the witchcraft, upside down pentagram. It's to worship Satan and witchcraft and devil and all that.
Are handlers, but it's far beyond just...
So he just said about the handler. So this is exactly what I wanted to show you.
For. It's very diabolical. to propagate. Remember, the people that run Hollywood hate Jesus Christ and everything he stands for.
Yeah, so he keeps talking and showing all the devil horn signs and all this, and well, we already know that Hollywood, they don't like Jesus Christ, right? So anyway, so now he talks about the one thing about the devil.
By having them live a life of sin. That is their greatest revenge against Christianity. It's not just blaspheming Christ and hating him personally, although they do that. It is causing the people of God.
So now they are giving me twitch on the right side of the hand, as this guy was saying that, you know, they force people to live the life of sin, which I already showed you in the about the when I exposed the Justin Bieber and how these child stars, Disney stars, were taken and they were converted from good to evil, and that is the Monarch Butterfly program.
So is their marriage real, or is it just a contract to get more power because they gave a promise to the beast they would do anything for the fortune and fame? You decide. I lay it at your feet. It's up to you to decide by discerning the tree and the fruit on the branches. But if this is the case, then it matches perfectly with the movie. It is very evident that many of the people around Kanye West are handlers, but it's far beyond just him.
Okay, so he's talking about that Kanye West has all these handlers. Okay, now this is exactly what I wanted to show, that how these people, these very Illuminati people, they will send these kind of people. This is my YouTube channel, right? And so he's sending this guy, it's called Chief Handler Despises the Poor. Okay, so he's using the name Handler, and the moment, the very first time I opened his comment and I was going to reply and make a video on him, these people gave me ringing in my right side of my ear that they have just given me once in from 2014 onwards, ever since my targeting started, from Gangstalking to Witchcraft to directed energy weapons. All of this time, this is 2023. They have given only once ear ringing in my one ear. And this was the second time only they gave me ear ringing. And this guy just has to, you know, talk about the BS. See how he's a handler. First of all, he's saying he's a handler. So he's telling that he's sent by the Illuminati people. Then they are here just to make you look crazy, that I don't have tinnitus, because this was the only time I was given ringing only in one ear, and the only for this particular guy's comment, only for that 3-4 seconds that it lasted. For even that entire day, nothing happened. So they do it at a particular time, and it's always right side. Everything happens to me only on the right side. How stupid is that? So this guy is exposing everything.
Other celebrities that have cried out.
This man is exposing everything about gangstalking, about mind control programs, about the pawns, about the control, about the torture, about every single thing he's exposing that I have been saying it for so many years. But then he adds one thing that, oh, you turn to Jesus Christ and then you ask Jesus Christ to forgive you of your sins, and see, all this witchcraft will stop. Well, I was in church, and in fact, in the church, these people did witchcraft, and they made my father fall down and gave him fracture. To this day, he cannot move his hand. What did Jesus Christ do? Nothing. What did the devil do? Well, he did what he wanted to do. And I will tell you who this guy is. Also, although he's exposing, and he's, you know, all these Illuminati people, Almas Jacob, take for example, Almas Jacob. He sits and exposes Illuminati, but he himself shows that he is a one-eye person. He shows in a video that, oh, look, here was one eye that I'd uploaded. And then the symbol he uses is of diamond shape. And if he's of good person and working against the devil, and devil is targeting us pure souls like star seeds, then logically he should be exposing my target. That way he's exposing the devil, and he's actually in the when because when he dies and goes to Jesus Christ's throne, what is he gonna say? That oh, so and so person came to you, what did you do? Did you help her out? No. Why? Because you're part of Illuminati, you're part of the devil. So it's the same person. This guy, I was watching all of these stages. He has like 3 parts. I already watched the 2 parts, part 1 and part 3. Only this part was left. I don't know what part this is. The Kanye West part. Only this part was left. So I was watching this, and yeah, but in these parts, part not this particular video, but in the part 1 and part 3, I saw how he keeps, whenever he's narrating, this guy, he keeps showing thunderbolt, thunder lights. Now, what is thunder? Who represents thunderbolts or thunder? Lightning. It's Lucifer. And that is why they show all these lightning. You look at Illuminati symbols even in their movies and trailers and posters everywhere. You'll see this zap, like zap kind of, because that's the lightning. That's Lucifer. So why are you promoting that? Because these people talk with each other with symbolism. So no matter how much this guy shouts, screams at the top of his voice, that oh, you come back to Jesus Christ, you ask him to forgive of your sins, as if these people are like they are not the sinners. I mean, leave it to Jesus Christ. He will figure it out what to do. What you are nobody to figure out how others have to live the life. You are nobody, because first of all you are devil. But I'll give one thing, that he's exposing gangstalking, he's exposing mind control programs, he's exposing how even in one of the movie of it's called The Manchurian Candidate, and that was, who was it, Washington or Denzel Washington, or yeah. And he says that I have brain implants in my head. Somebody placed it in my head, and now I'm starting to get all these nightmares, which I've been saying for so many years, that these people are inducing dreams, which is called induced virtuality dream. That is what exactly Dr. Eric Karlstrom talks about. That they can induce dreams, they can induce thoughts, they can induce speech. And the same thing Montauk.net guy talks about when he's exposing alien agenda.
The industry and were silenced either by labeling them crazy or simply dying suddenly of car crashes.
Now here I want to say, so how he's saying that if these people do not follow their masters, then they are labeled crazy. And so, like I said, even yesterday I said that how this Barbara Hartwell came, because the moment I exposed Gerald Sosby, he couldn't take it. So he asked Barbara to make a website and expose me by calling me idiot. When in reality, I caught red-handed this guy, ex-FBI agent Gerald Sosby. So now they want to call me idiot. They want to send this chief handler kind of guy and just talk about rubbish, tinnitus and that crap. When in reality, there is something called directed energy weapons. When there is something called Havana syndrome. When there is something called all these induced headache. When Montauk.net guy says, oh, we can do etheric implants. What is etheric implants? That's nothing but witchcraft. You just put some entity into a person's body, and then you just or do some voodoo or something, and or else how they are able to give me sexual seduction or even astral sex, right? Or even more, so how they are able to give me electric shock. Are they doing via voodoo electric shocks? And if they are doing directed energy weapons on my right side of the brain, then does that part have some implants? And that is why whenever I press on my head, I always feel there is something weird that is that's painful. just when I, even like right now, I'm pressing my head, I can feel something is, see, normally if I press on any other side, say I press on the left side, right side, I don't feel pain. But only on that center part and the right side of part where they have continuously given zapping, 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 I feel pain whenever it's not normal. Electric, how can a schizophrenic person or mentally stupid person like can get electric zap? That too only on one side. All of these eyelash removal, I cannot remove my eyelash at a particular time for the dictation and programming purpose. He talks about everything. Same thing Montauk.net guy talks about, that the targeted individuals are targeted for these little torture purpose so that our energy can go towards their archons, their aliens, their grays give it to reptilians to manifest. They need to manifest wherever they are manifesting, in their witchcraft or wherever. So basically, to survive, their batteries are not good. God didn't give them good batteries. And so to charge up, that is exactly what they show in the Matrix movie, how the machines are hooked up to the human beings. And because human beings produce more than 124 volts, more than battery of electric energy, plus they produce more, so much heat that these machines can take up. But they are showing in like machines form, but there are no machines. They are aliens, or I'm sorry, jinn and demons, or the negative entities that these
Or in
witches
a tub
summon.
somewhere. But
And
that's
he
what
talks about that people dying of car accidents, very weird. And that is exactly what I've been talking about, that my car accident was synchronized for super interrogation purposes. Dr. Richard Boylan keeps talking about that. Yeah, Delta Force, NSA, military people, they do synchronizations. That is exactly what CIA guy Robert Duncan keeps saying. Yes, they can do improbable synchronizations. And exactly for that synchronization purpose, they gave accident to me, they gave accident to my hubby, they made my father fall down, they made my mother-in-law fall down from bed. My father had fracture, my mother-in-law had rib fracture. Her rib fracture was healed, but my father-in-law's fracture is still not, my father's fracture is not healed. Even my father-in-law was given, he also fell from bed, all to synchronize and super interrogate. Everything was done to synchronize and super interrogate. And like I said, just recently, how my car ran over the curb. I was driving my hubby's car. I thought that they will do something with my car next day, but they didn't do with my car. They were in such a hurry that they had to do something at that particular day. So they chose my brother's car, or my sister-in-law's car, something. I don't know whose car it was. But and while they were stuck in snow, weather was so bad, in Canada. And then this is how they synchronized. They gave puncture in their car, and they are suffering. They want to suffer, but they don't want to see the synchronizations and super interrogation is coming from this devil, which I'm trying to explain it to them, that the witchcraft is being done. And you just tell the entity, put a nail in the tire. Entity will do it, just the way the entity puts stones in my food. They can put a nail in a tire. They have given slashes to so many things in my house, and they are giving cuts on my body. Can't you think they can slash a tire? They can either put nail, they can slash a tire, they can do anything.
right? Because we're going to bring all this together. So let's now talk about the movie, The Game, and The Truman Show. Very briefly, they both represent how orchestrated this system really is, and how many are inside working for the beast, pretending to be something they're not only to monitor their victims, but to make sure they don't get out of line. And if they start to veer off that unrighteous path, they simply just captivate them and force them under mind control once again. I believe that's a good enough brief outline.
So he's talking about same mind control thing that I'm talking about, that, and same thing Montauk.net guy talks about, that they do mind control programs on candidates like me who they find, oh, they are wavering from the path. Basically, their path is the path of devil. So then they try to use witchcraft on people like us.
so we could save time in this documentary. That being said, I want us to analyze a handful of strategies on what is really going on behind the scenes with the people that have come into Kanye's life. Now, of course, we could do other celebrities, but I believe just using him as the example should be good enough for you to see the great agenda on the chessboard of deception. I want you to watch these videos, and then we're going to break them down piece by piece. Hey, stop. Hey, radio. And control devices. And celebrities do not want to get out of line. With that being said, to save time, let us fast forward throughout the years to 2022, passing all the times Kanye West was just simply disregarded as insane whenever he has something outside of the box to say. And I want to talk about a video that recently came out where Kanye West leaked a private message between him and his so-called personal trainer. But it's very strange how his trainer is speaking to him. I mean, think about this logically. What reminds of psychological warfare? Having the full authority to enter into these celebrity homes, threaten them and their children, hold them down, and force them into submission, putting them back under mind control. And using the chessboard of deception, having the news ready to spew whatever lie the dragon delivers from above them. And one of the easiest ways to quickly discredit somebody who has a public platform is to label them crazy or mentally insane. Because at that point...
Now, this was the movie he talks about where Denzel Washington says that I have started to see all these nightmares suddenly, and then he figures out he has implant in his brain, and that is exactly what even I'm talking right now. These people have given me many times these messages that yes, you have implant in your brains. Like they have given twitches in my left side of the leg. That yeah, I do have implants. Now, so if those implants are working and this is how they are able to zap my brain and give me all these virtual induced dreams, then that is one type of implant. But that doesn't mean they are not doing witchcraft and they are not having any etheric implants in me, as Montauk.net guy talks about. So obviously, even with witchcraft, you can implant any dreams, any thoughts, because they used to give me particular thoughts in my brain. Same thing for dictation, super interrogation purpose, same thing, just like they are doing in reality, like in whenever I'm awake. And so whenever I go to, and just the way these people, Illuminati people comes to tell you that, oh, you are crazy and you are this and that. But now today, people from Tanut Sudan to this guy, even he talks about gangstalking right in this video. Mind control, handlers, every single thing he talks about, same thing Tanut Sudan talks about in his Matrix simulation project, where he talks about gangstalking, directed energy weapons, mind control programs, all of these, features he talks about in the Matrix simulation. And then it's my own family members when I'm showing them so many videos after videos and so many, what do you call them, proofs of my cuts, my burns, my all these kind of, I'm telling them that I'm getting shooting needle pain, electric shock. They don't care. Not even a single message from them that, oh, Really? Oh my gosh, how is that possible? What is the technology being used? Who are doing this? Why are they doing all this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, if I was in some, and now they are twitching left side of my thigh as I'm speaking. Anything on the left side means correct. Yeah, they don't care. They are not asking you, yeah, poor thing. They are not asking, poor thing. And now they are again twitching on the left side of my thigh by confirming the same thing. Oh, look, poor thing. They are not asking because they are under our control. Because as Tanut Sudan said, most of these people are NPCs or non-proliferated non-something player in this metric simulation. So they are being controlled so much by these negative entities that negative entities will implant something totally against me in their mind or give them some kind of negative thoughts. So if I was in their place and if I was being told by, say, my brother that, oh, he's going through this, I would go down to the bottom of that rabbit hole and try to figure out, like, who's doing this, why are they doing this, and then when I'm already showing that I'm a star seed, I'm the chosen one, I'm the pure soul, I have these all kind of consciousness energy, and that is what these alien agenda is, where they are trying to get the energy from me for the aliens, Lucifer basically. So, and Lucifer is obviously after the souls, and that is why CIA Robert Duncan is coming out with a book called Soul Catcher. They even want to totally control, like, from all my everyday little activities, right? Oh, you don't do this, you don't do that. So it comes, humiliation comes, dictation comes, control comes, and this guy is talking about everything,
The
dictation,
masses
everything.
who have been dumbed down will not take the time to discern on their own and judge it for themselves, but rather just take the word of the
So
hierarchy of the
see,
beast,
did you listen that?
believing
Did you hear that?
everything that spews out of the mind control devices. No wonder celebrities do not want to get out of line. With that being said, to save time, let us fast forward throughout the years to 2022.
Oops. So basically, he's gonna go to,
Passing all the times, those.
Like, and that's the difference. Like, let's read this Harley text out loud. When he was threatening me, you know, forcing me to apologize, you know, about the frustration. And no one ever said, okay, this is what you're doing. Even in fact, TMZ is going to say Kanye West, right? And my name is legally Ye now. It's always some form of disrespect. No matter if you're the richest black man or what happens. What's up, bro? You part of this? Solo, es ballet, es ballet. Es ballet. Es lo que no, ponte un poquito atrás.
Ya, por favor, gracias.
Gracias. Just go over there, man. It's just that he was a part of the whole making noise.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me read these Harley tricks. This is how he was threatened. This is a trainer, but come to find out, he was actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer. So this shows you the kind of handlers that are around the superstars in California, right? So it says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and that's some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you, or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and like apologize, right? But even though you think about if Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now? When my kids go to Sierra Canyon, it's a Jewish school that doesn't teach Christianity to these Christian kids. At Christmas time, they're teaching Kwanzaa to black kids. They say, hey, this is your Christmas. This is all indoctrination. This is all mind control. You gotta understand, like I don't believe I'm putting myself at risk because I think God uses me for a time like this. He put me in this situation and had y'all follow me from George Bush Don't Care to Beyonce Had the Best Video to now. For some reason, y'all are interested. 2 Chainz said, why is sell belt buckle? Well, y'all niggas shoulders looking. Like, y'all are interested for some reason. And they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medication and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? Yeah. I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth.
Okay. So here he's trying to portray as if he's a Jesus Christ follower, which he's not. Almas Jacob already exposed this Kanye West guy that where he was with Justin Bieber and that Marilyn Manson. They were doing a ritual and they were wearing white robe and those rain boots, and they were clothed in like that with the hood, and so he's like, they're first one to try to portray as if they require as if the way Jesus Christ was walking on water, like they want to portray that. And then he's like, what is the need of wearing this white robe? And who is this Marilyn Manson? He is the one who burns the Bible. He's the one who puts Bible in his private part. He's the one who is a totally Satanist worshiper. So, and same thing is Justin Bieber. I already told you how he behaves with his fans by spitting on them, by pressing their boobs in on stage, and how Almas Jacob has already exposed him. So he's already the pawn of Illuminati. So if this Kanye West is with those two guys, why do you think that whatever this guy was talking, Kanye West, about Jesus Christ, that they send my children to Jewish school but they are not learning anything about real Bible? But why does he care? Because he's not a Christ person. He's an antichrist person anyways.
Then let's have a conversation. But you ain't gonna send Harley Pasternak.
Creepy hallway.
Crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you, or you saw crazy
Intimidation. Just simply disregarded as insane whenever he has something outside of the box to say. And I want to talk about a video that recently came out where Kanye West leaked a private message between him and his so-called personal trainer. But it's very strange how his trainer is speaking to him. I mean, think about this logically. What kind of authority would a simple personal trainer have over a celebrity? Never mind the fact Kanye West was the most lifted up celebrity and the most wealthiest. What kind of authority is given to a personal trainer to make a threat like the video I'm about to play? You're going to hear him threaten Kanye West to be institutionalized and drugged to the point he will never be the same. I don't know about you, but it's starting to look like The Game and The Truman Show in real life. Those that are put into celebrities' lives, whether they're a trainer, whether they're a designer, the mailman, those that are assigned by the beast to not only watch over these celebrities and monitor them, also on their technology, by the way, that if they get out of line, They have to execute the contingency plan to get them back under the spell of mind control by using the 3 levels of witchcraft: manipulation, intimidation, and domination. Watch this video and we'll be right back.
So, and to this date, right? Y'all done seen everything be proven. I got kicked out of the banks. Ari Emanuel asked all these businesses to stop doing business with me. Now, yeah, I was in negotiation with Adidas because that was my issue. They were getting lawyers to sign over my IP, different things without me being aware of it, like people signing on my behalf. And this is part of the problems I had with Adidas. So now the world has got to see how Adidas was as a partner. The fact that they would attempt to steal my designs. That's happened a lot in history, right?
Right.
But now y'all get to see it in real life. Like, and that's the difference. Like, let's read this Harley text out loud when he was threatening me, you know, forcing me to apologize, you know, about the frustration. And no one ever said, okay, this is what you're dealing. Even the fact that TMZ is going to say Kanye West, right? And my name is legally Ye now. It's always some form of disrespect. No matter if you're the richest black man or what happens. What's up, bro? You part of this? Okay. And said YSL belt buckle. Well, y'all think shoulders looking like y'all are interested for some reason. And they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like,
Canadian Department.
Control, traumatize. Dr. Dre, his son, you're out.
Canadian Department of Defense, not just the Department of Defense, the Defense and Civil Institute for Environmental Medicine. This is actually the same branch of the Canadian Department of Defense that was involved in the MK Ultra experiments. They've been
And this is what I was saying just 3 days ago when we were at another city. Remember I told you how they started to give me pain on the right side of my neck. Now they are twitching on the left side of my foot as I'm speaking this. So anything on the left side means correct. So they know what I'm about to say. That's why they started doing it. So just 2 days ago when they gave me this pain in the right side of the neck, because I might have said something to the hubby that they like I said, they always want to make issue. Oh, you don't say that to your hubby, or whatever I might have said to them, you know, that, oh, you don't say that. You know, the way they removed the eyelash today, right? When I was saying in my head about Barbara Hartwell that, oh, you go make song about the, you know, sympathy for the devil, and they removed the right side of my eyelash. So whatever problem they had in me, because see, I talk many times, I talk to them because whatever I say, they can see it on the monitor, they can hear it on their screens, you know, wherever they are seeing me. So they immediately then do all these things. So they gave me this neck pain on the right side for entire evening until we went to the restaurant at night, and then I had to counter attack them. And when I did the counter psychic attack, that is when they stopped. And immediately when we went out of the restaurant, there was a car that was going that had license plate called MK Ultra. And I showed it to my hubby. Look, this is MK Ultra. And he didn't know what MK Ultra was. And I told him this is the CIA guy, because whom I had attacked psychically was CIA guy. So to tell that it was a CIA person, they wrote specifically MK Ultra. You see so much super interrogation, to what level super interrogation is going on. So yeah, that's
experimenting with different drugs to create super soldiers. They were.
But so they don't do anything with drugs. They put stones in my or they give me this neck pain, or you know how they're swollen this right side of my upper lip right now, or removal of eyelash, or electric shocks, or twitches. So this is what they do, you know. That is how they're programming me.
some of the quack psychiatrists that were doing horrific experiments during the CIA's MK Ultra, where they were drugging people, giving them LSD, abusing mental patients, children, doing electroshock.
Electroshock. See, they are still doing electroshock. I'm saying they are giving me electric shock on the right side of my brain. They are just doing remotely. That's it. They are just doing remotely, as Dr. Richard Boylan says. They use directed energy weapons, as Dr. Stephen Greer says. They use directed energy weapons. So they are doing, so there might be some implants. And of course, they are also using witchcraft voodoo at the same time. So they are still doing MK Ultra, mind control, all these torture programs on me right now. And this guy is confirming it.
Torture on them. Some of the documents actually came out during the church committee hearings in Congress. Folks, this is totally crazy stuff. And obviously, Kanye West is being subjected to something very serious right now. This is not just a personal trainer.
Let's see how well his other clients have fared. Robert Downey Jr. and Juliette Lewis both had mental breakdowns. Jennifer Hudson had 3 family members killed in a horrible execution-style shooting. Ariana Grande had a massive terror event at one of her concerts in the UK. Ellen Page, now Elliot Page, is a trans man.
You think about if Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now?
All right, I wanted to show you guys my Halloween decorations for this year. I decided to do like a skeleton theme.
So here Kim is just showing her
Super
house,
scary.
how they are
Creepy hallway.
having all these
Lights
Halloween
around the
decorations
wall.
of conjuring devil and all that.
I don't know what they're watching in there, but
This is all indoctrination. This is all mind control. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So he's saying that his mother was sacrificed. You see how they that is what I'm saying. These people don't give anything about my hubby when they say, oh, you don't cook like this for your hubby, you do this for your hubby and you do that for your hubby. If they were so concerned for my hubby, they would have never given accident to him. But they did. When my mother-in-law says anything about food, and when they want to make issue about it and they start giving me physical torture, but these are the very same people who make her fall down just for synchronization and super interrogation purpose. These people don't care because they are the devil. That is exactly what I'm saying, that if they sacrificed Kanye's mother for their ritual, and if Bush 9/11 was done as a part of the ritual process to invoke the spirit of chaos, and of course with the same thing, the chanting going on, and they had the 3,000 people just killed, it's a part of witchcraft. It's a part of all these synchronizations that, these people require death and sacrifices.
Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right?
So he's saying that this sports father was sacrificed, Bill Cosby's son was sacrificed. So all these, lot of the stuff that's going on, even Kanye West says a lot of people go missing in Hollywood. Same thing when I learned about Sushant Singh Rajput in Bollywood. I heard about so many deaths that just happened like as if, your people were dying, it's just bizarre that young girls like 20, 30, 40 years old people, they are dying left and right. They go missing, or they are just dying, and everybody's apparently just committing suicide. What is this suicide cult is going on, as they show in Knock at the Cabin? Or are they forcing these people to commit suicide because they are part of the suicide cult? Or they are doing something to these people, witchcraft or whatever? Or are they just actually physically going and killing these people? But it's very weird that one day their profile, because all these people have celebrity of their profile, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, they look so happy, and the next day, it's like they're dead. Like, how is that possible, right?
Dr. Dre, his son, you're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
They want to monetize and traumatize.
Are you finally starting to see how deep this game goes on the chessboard of deception? And please keep in mind that Kanye West is just one example.
Exactly, and that is what I'm saying, that how they have used my own family members to continuously, devil will immediately attack somebody in my family members just to synchronize and super interrogate. That is all devil wants to do, synchronize and super interrogate. And for that purpose, they will immediately catch somebody from my family, and immediately that will be done. For example, even my mother-in-law once said something to her daughter. I wasn't even present. My sister-in-law had bought a new car, and it was a Tesla car, and my mother-in-law, she, like a mother, like she would have just advised that to drive carefully and make sure, just be watchful that there is no break in the front, in the windshield, like nothing hits the windshield or whatever. And sure enough, that very day, something hit her windshield, stones or something, and they had a big crack. And if it was me, I know how devil immediately would have done this and try to blame me for that. Oh, look, you were driving so close, so that stone came, and so that happened. But it is like this: if somebody says something, so it's not the witchcraft is just done on me. It is these witches, the watchers, these negative entities run everywhere in the world, and it attacks immediately against the person, or against the target. The other thing, once we were at a restaurant, and there was a couple sitting here, like I was here, my hubby was here, and on this table across me, there were two couples sitting, like there was one couple sitting here. So here, I kept telling my hubby, like he was talking, and he has a tendency to like move his hand a lot. And so there was like a juice glass was there, right? So I told him to, because he was moving this side of hand, so I told him to put his juice on this side. Like I had to tell him like 2-3 times. So after that, he placed there, and then I was like, okay, now it doesn't matter if he keeps doing that, But because I saved that glass of juice because I was foreseeing the future that it can happen, or the probability that I was counting in my brain that it can happen or it might happen. So to avoid that, I avoided that glass juice, but now they want to make issue about that thing, what I said. So immediately the guy who was, that couple who was across me, they had the, lady or somebody's hand just touched that thing, the glass of water, and it just fell everywhere right at that time. So even once when I was singing Come Josephine in my flying machine, okay, I was just singing, I was standing in my kitchen, I was cooking something, and there's a big window right behind. Now they started to give me twitches on the left side of my thigh, so they know what I'm talking about. And I've never spoken this in any of the video, but these people, I think they know what I'm talking about. So they started to give me the twitch. They immediately had a bird fly and bang in my window, in the kitchen window. This is the witchcraft, where these watchers immediately will react, or they have already planned this thing. So it's quite possible that they implanted that song in my head. Like I said, they have physical implants, maybe etheric implants, and that montauk.net guy says that sometimes if from impulses you start to do something, your impulse tells you, oh, let's go here, or let's start singing this so-and-so song or something. It is these very demons or entities that are inside you is doing all that. And so it's quite possible that these people might have done these so-called improbable synchronizations, as CI Robert Duncan talks about. And so now you know that these people do sacrifices. Kanye West is exposing that. And yes, he's not a Jesus Christ person, so whatever crap he was talking about before is crap. So you only take what is actually truth from his mouth. And yeah, because I've experienced it, so I know what is right and what is wrong.